as someone who is well paid, well educated, and well traveled, finding a black man who bar for bar is equally yoked, it's a smaller pool.
Not to like share socials before like getting to know each other.
Whole bunch of naked pictures, all right, might tell me something about you.
This is why these niggas are not lonely enough, because they think they can play in your face and get away with it.
But that is a requirement for me, because if my old girl can do it, who gets nothing from me, she ain't never seen me naked. How'd she see me naked?
A lot of black men, unfortunately, were not taught by their mothers on how to be emotionally available.
Big thing to clock for my ladies that like to do dating content. Why would a man want to go out with you if he knows that afterwards you're going to post a vlog about it on your social media for thousands of people to watch and possibly laugh at them?
Who like to use social media as a gauge of how to perceive you before actually taking you out. I had a man literally tell me from a dating app he wanted to get my social media because he said that's a sense of getting to know how you carry yourself as a woman. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, they do. I'm confused on what you're confused about. How most people carry themselves online is very similar to how they carry themselves in real life. So why wouldn't you want to know that before you're wasting your time and, in his case, money? If you don't like your digital footprint, babe, just say that. Just say that. Big thing to clock for my ladies that like to do dating content. Why would a man want to go out with you if he knows that afterwards you're going to post a vlog about it on your social media for thousands of people to watch and possibly laugh at them? It's not very appealing to the men, or anyone for that matter. In case you're like this woman and you didn't know before, let me tell you now, yes, they're going to ask for your social media. And if you don't like what it looks like, change it.
You know, the thing is this. We're going to ask for your social media. And if you don't get the social media, we'll make sure we get a picture with you. Tell you how beautiful, girl, you look good today. I got to get a shot. Or I got to get a shot. You got to do like the females, like how a Filipino will do when you check out to dinner or when you're with her. Picture, 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 picture. As a man nowadays, you have to turn into the picture man. Why? Get a different picture. Get at least 3 pictures of all angles of that face. Do a face recognition search. So you didn't give me your social media. So now I can see everything. I can put you on Cheeto Buster AI, see every site you're on. I can do a face recognition search with your Instagram, everything. TikTok, I want to see it all, right? Because that's how it is nowadays. You know, like when you heard that Jay-Z freestyle that he recently did, you know, I think he was covering up a lot of things, but he was calling Dame Dash Chatty Cathy or Chatty Patty, something like that. That's what all these girls are nowadays.
And then social media.
So many Chatty Cathys or Chatty Patty, whatever you want to call it, running around. It's a problem.
But now I ask for that IG. Okay, now hopefully they got an Instagram. If they say they don't have an Instagram, that's questionable, all right? Because everybody got a goddamn some type of social media, okay? Give me the Facebook. But if I ask you for your IG and you give me that IG, that is going to tell me what type of person you are. Now, some of y'all might say, oh, it's just pictures or whatever. No, because me, I'm a Leo. I'm the type of person to analyze them pictures. I want to see what type of pictures you got out there. Okay, you got a whole bunch of naked pictures, all right, might tell me something about you. You got a whole bunch of pictures with a whole bunch of dress clothes on, might tell me something about you. You got one picture, might tell me something about you. You got pictures with your parents, might tell me something about you. You got pictures with your kids, might tell me something about you. Okay? It's good to judge people off of what they want the public to see. Unless your page is private. Then you only accept people that's your friend. And then now, I get to see what your friends see. So if you are good with your friends seeing naked pictures, then I'm going to judge you.
See, I heard what the man said, right? But the only thing that threw me off was when he said, I'm a Leo. Brother, I got to tell you like this. It has nothing to do with your sign. Men are not asking what's your name, what's your sign. So all of that doesn't matter. Every man needs to know what a girl is doing. He's right, though. I walk him in there and say he's right. A guy needs to see all those naked pictures. Why? If you're comfortable being booty naked on the internet, that's a problem. It truly is. It shows me who you are, especially if you're not like that in person. Could you imagine? But then I want to see how you are, right? Because that means you're okay with showing off the goods. That means you're going to think it's okay when you're on a date with me. That's not okay. But it shows a lot in your character as well. Like, men don't want a girl walking around half naked everywhere she goes. Like, I'm trying to eat food, not eat you. Not right now.
As I'm wont to do, and he asked me for my Instagram, right? I'm like, I was polite about it. I'm like, I prefer not to share socials before getting to know each other. But if it's important to you, because he was like, if you have important to him, I don't know. So I said my handle. So he follows me. And then he's like, I messaged you and I followed you. And this was later when I saw it. And I'm like, oh, I didn't see that message. And then whatever, I'll enter the conversation. But tell me why he got big mad. He was so mad at me. And he was sending me paragraphs about how it's a better way to really see somebody for their whole self and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, well, I've gone ahead. Because I was honest with him. I was like, because he followed me. And I was like, when I gave him my handle, I thought at least he would understand what I was saying. And maybe he wanted to just look at it, see if I was realistic, but he wouldn't actually try to engage. And it almost felt okay, is this supposed to be follow for follow or something? I don't understand. Anyway, but I was shocked when he literally got mad. What is the deal with these men? You're not entitled. I wish I was stricter, actually. I wish I just said, no, I don't feel comfortable with that. Because it's really awkward. Then he goes on to say that he removed himself from following me and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I literally didn't want you to follow me in the first place. I don't know. It was just very, very strange. Obviously, I'm glad. I already had apprehension about this guy. Honestly, I was thinking we probably wasn't gonna be a good match anyway. And especially when I went back to the profile, there was some pictures, or there was one picture I saw that I was like, it's not. I'm scared. I think he's wearing an American, a faded American flag style muscle shirt. Anyway, it was not a fit, but I just can't believe he got mad and went off in paragraphs for just something so simple. Is it that serious? Men are scared.
Is it that serious? You said you didn't like that the man had an American flagged muscle shirt. Is it that serious? You guys heard it. I didn't say it. She did. You gotta pray for them guys. You do. Everything has to be their way. It's so sad.
The women stalking our page and it's the men. It's the men stalking our page. Cause how do you know what I post? How do you know what's on my page? How do you know? It be the dude, they be calling me talking about some, I seen such a, what is your at name so I can block you? How do you know this stuff? Them niggas be lurking harder than females.
I understand what she's saying. The men were lurking, but at least you know he's looking, right? He didn't just creep and just do it and then try to surprise you. You say I'm sick today and he pop up to your house with some cold medicine. That's a little crazy. At least he didn't do nothing like that, right? But let's continue. And the reason why guys do that, let me tell you what guys are looking for. They're not just looking for the naked pictures, because sometimes that'll be okay with a lot of guys, right? You brainwash men into thinking that's fine. Guys are also looking for this.
That a lot of black men, unfortunately, were not taught by their mothers on how to be emotionally available. They weren't taught by their fathers. They weren't taught by uncles. So when they get older and they get into relationships, unfortunately, they just do not know how to function. They do not know how to be vulnerable because, unfortunately, a lot of them from young had to end up being the male figure in their household. They had to grow up on survival rather than love. And they feel as if black women should also be subjected to the same thing. And the sad part about it is that we have been conditioned as a society of black women to accept the bare minimum.
You see what I'm saying? This will happen. And then you're like, she's judging. You can't assume that, right? You can't assume that many are mostly unintelligent because, yeah, that could be the case. But just for the fact she's saying it, I'm judging. Seriously. Okay. You look at black men in a certain way. See, the thing is, I talk about what I talk about, but research me. You can't. I wouldn't even be out there dating. So what's wrong is men don't want this. But
We
let
have
us continue.
been conditioned to feel as if that if someone is giving us the bare minimum, we should just be able to accept it. If the man isn't cheating on you, if the man isn't out here slanging it around, he's not out here abusing you, beating you up, or whatever the case may be, that you should just accept the fact that he's emotionally unintelligent, he's emotionally unavailable, he's not a leader, he's not able to give you the stuff that you need as a woman to be able to function, to be able to be the best version of yourself, which also, if you're a mother, unfortunately, then bleeds out into how you present yourself and how you are able to actually successfully conduct your role as a mother, right? The problem is because they were raised with seeing their mothers being in abusive relationships, seeing their mothers being unhappy, seeing their mothers stay with a man for 10, 20, 30 years, right? Knowing that their mum was unhappy, knowing that their dad treated their mum like crap, right? They believe that we should be subjected to the same thing. But there is a small majority of men, right? Boys, men, whatever you want to call them, black men, that see the struggle that their mothers went through, see how their father treated their mother, whether he was present in the household or even in the household and not present, and their mother ended up being a married single parent, right? They see that and say, I am not going to be like that. I am absolutely not going to follow in those footsteps, and I'm going to do something completely different. But the unfortunate maybe 80% of boys that were raised, black boys that were raised by single parent households, they don't want to break the cycle, and they continue on that cycle. And this is why you don't see these kind of conversations when it comes to black women who are with white men, because white people are just raised differently. And that's why you see they're just happy. There's a different type of glow, right? Because we're not. They don't have those kinds of conversations. They don't need to have those kinds of conversations because they don't need to be masculine. They're able to live in their soft girl era, and that's why you are seeing such an influx of black women getting with white men. White men are just more emotionally intelligent. Sorry.
I often hear how it becomes more difficult for black women to date black men the more successful they become. And while I do not disagree with that narrative, I would like to add a layer on it about having positive, emotionally healthy female friendships, because I find that it becomes more difficult to date men, regardless of my success, the fact that I have a healthy female friendship, okay? Because yes, as someone who is well paid, well educated, and well traveled, finding a black man who bar for bar is equally yoked, it's a smaller pool, not a non-existent pool, just a smaller pool. That being said, regardless of any of those other accolades, finding a man who can love me in a similar type of love or give me what my female friendships give me, now that is a difficult part. And now that I know I deserve that love, it's hard to accept anything less. My homegirl unsolicitedly sent me a voice note a few days ago, which was great for me because it's always nice to hear how the people who know you best see you. And she basically said how I effed up the game for her because the way that we communicate and the way that we can agree to disagree on things, but more importantly, that we seek understanding with one another has really shifted what she expects from men. And I was like, oh my God, girl, because the way that girl loves me and seeks to see the best in me, but more important than that, that woman will shift how she would naturally behave to do things for me that
Can't make this shit.
she simply knows I need. And that is the highest form of love. It's easy to love someone who's absolutely the same as you and needs the same. When someone needs something different than you, and you say, I see what they need because I cared what they needed, right? So I saw what they needed. I inferred what they needed, and I'm going to give it to them. They don't have to ask for it. Chef's kiss. She has shifted for me what I expect from men. So sometimes when I'm going back and forth with you, and I think, time out. If this was, oh girl, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. And if we were, we wouldn't be having it like this, right? I saw a clip that basically said, the concept of an independent woman exists, but the concept of an independent man doesn't, because we don't expect men to be independent. An independent woman does the things that a man would do. She pays her own bills, she has her own home, those kind of things. An independent man, theoretically, would then do the things that we expect women to do, which all involve emotional connection and emotional intelligence. Taking care of the home, child rearing, nurturing. We don't expect men to do that. There is not even a concept of an independent man, because asking a man to be nurturing and emotionally intelligent feels like foreign work. But that is a requirement for me, because if my old girl can do it, who gets nothing from me, she ain't ever seen me naked. Has she seen me naked? Maybe, whatever. But she don't get no type of adult activities from me, and she can do that, but you expect me to do adult things with you at night. And you can't even be remotely empathetic. Emotional work feels like labor.
Run.
To you. It's why we can look at a single mother and chastise her, but we look at a single father and think, oh my God, how fat. He is just being a full and complete human by actually nurturing someone and paying his bills. That is not a amazing feat. Women do it every single day. And so, yes, do I want someone who can handle their finances and that I don't have to subsidize? For sure. But more than anything, I want someone who is emotionally intelligent enough to see me, see the best in me. And even if I'm doing something in the moment they don't really rock with, can either have a conversation to be like, hey, what's happening here? And in a caring way, and or can say, I can already understand what she's going through. Let me move this way because I know this is what she needs right now. I seek equity and not equality in my relationships. And in my female friendship, I tell her all the time, I feel like I'm not loving on you as heavily as you're loving on me.
I like women.
And she says, it's seasons, boo. Like, it's seasons. There are seasons where I'm down and you got.
I gotta stop it right there. See, a man will see that and say, you're in a relationship already with your female friend. I don't want any parts, right? This feminism talk, and from the other lady, same thing, but more of a swirler, right? Now, look here. This right here, men are done with. So, this is what men are looking for. The signs. These are the signs.
In Santa Monica.
So this is me after my date. He never showed up. He said be there at 7:30. I got there at 7:29. I texted him, said I'm here, and he deleted the chat. Like, how you gonna pick the time, the place, and the date and not show up? That's the most disrespectful thing to ever do to a person, period. And this is why these niggas are not lonely enough, because they think they can play in your face and get away with it. Like, that's so disrespectful.
Not lonely enough.
Literally deleted the Bumble chat, and I was like, wait, what's actually happening? It was. I'm done, period.
Man, she said, this is why we are not lonely enough. Now, it would seem you getting stood up on first dates, you're alone. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight for dinner. Now, I got to show some things, right? This is what the post says. They're not lonely enough. Dating story time, before and after, Bumble, ghosting, out of touch. When I look at these comments, you guys are going to understand exactly what happened. And what happened is, well, I'm going to show you. Then we're going to jump to that conclusion. But I'm going to show you before I jump to conclusion. So let's do it. All right. He was there and saw you and left.
I wonder why.
97 replies. And this comment says, if he deleted the chat, I fear he was there. What happened wrong? What did the man do wrong? He had her Bumble? Did he ask for Instagram? He didn't ask for Instagram. He wouldn't have stood her up like that if he would have asked for the gram. I rest my case. A man has to get it. Even when I started talking to my wife, we need to see Facebooks and Instagrams. And this was what? 13, 14 years ago. We was doing it then. You can tell him, right, Kay? Even she brought it up. Here's my Instagram. Here's my Facebook. So, I'll look at it. Seeing nothing but good things, all right? Now, speaking as a man, he was there, didn't like what he saw, and decided to leave. No disrespect, but that's better than leading you on, sleeping with you, and disappearing after. He's rude but can we see the picture you used on a dating site? So you guys saw how she looked in, right? Right there. Now, she looked fried, dyed, and laid to the side, but this is probably her Instagram profile. That's how they be. That's how they be, but he couldn't check. Maybe she goes on Instagram Live. He could have watched a couple of lives, but he didn't check. So what happened? The man left her, hung her out to dry, like laundry, right? Because he had no choice. But if you're looking like this in your profile, and then fried, died into the side during a date, a man's gonna run, right? And look what the last comment says. It says, "Sis, they said he thought you was Frederick Douglass."
This man secretly taught himself at the age of 12.
She said, "Sis, that he thought you was Frederick Douglass." Fried, died, and laid to the side. Then after, when she got left, she cried. If you think you're lonely now, that's what happened.
Again, not because she was a whore, but actually because she was insecure.
What?
What, is she not worthy of connection because she had slept with a bunch of people in a time of her life where she didn't value herself that much? If we were to have that vulnerable, deep conversation and the person that you were was grounded and you've developed yourself and all that stuff, the right person is going to be able to hear that from you, handle that vulnerability, and not judge you for it.
The funniest thing about this is, bro, is the fact that the women in the comment section are... Because if we're going to use that logic, we might as well use that logic for everything else. Because you shouldn't care that he beat the last 5 whip. That was the past. He pissed him off. So we should dismiss the past. It's the future now. Because that was the past. You should... He had terrible financial decisions and he's still a gambling junkie. No, bro, that's the past. You shouldn't give... He's a recovering alcoholic and he still drinks every weekend. That's the past. You see how stupid... Because these certain type of guys hop on the internet and start pandering in the comment section. Because what sense does it make for me to take somebody serious who hasn't been sexually disciplined in their past? While me, on the other hand, I've been very selective on who I've been with.
Yes. So, example of this video, right? He would be the type of guy to see her in her Instagram with a guy grabbing her by the buttocks. I was a victim once before, right? And be okay with it. This is not okay. That's why having that social media is going to show us everything we need to know. You can't go around saying, "Oh, she been with 100 guys. It's okay. She knows what she's doing." I would rather a girl that's been with more men because she knows what she's doing. Corrupt behavior. It's running society now.
You.
Yeah. You men are insecure.
Okay. Okay. How are they insecure? Can you tell us what insecure is specifically?
It's a really bad thing because you have to be confident in yourself and you have to be solid within yourself. That's it. Point blank, period. Like if you so caught up on the world, it would never work.
So let me ask you this question then. So you got 2 men, right? You get one guy, you want to get in a relationship with him, right? And he tells you, "Oh, look, these are my standards, these are my boundaries. This is what I need you to do," right? Then you have another guy, he don't tell you anything, right? This guy right here tells you what it is, and he doesn't care what you think. You could say, "I'm going to leave you, you're XYZ," but the other guy's scared to tell you something. Who's more secure?
The guy that's not the guy that's not afraid to say nothing, but ain't nobody never saying that to not voice your opinion.
So hold on. Hold on. So how is that insecure if he has standards and boundaries and tells you it? It says, if you do this, it's over. How's that insecure?
Because that's how he feel. I don't have to agree how he feel. He's not the only man on earth.
Okay. Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make...
You know, it's wild because you look at Myron and you go, wow, he really doesn't like black females, right? But then they come to his podcast and say this. Seriously, stop going on this podcast. Because all he's doing is telling what you're giving out. It's a problem. Yeah, I know you go, "Oh, you know, they're monkeys," and hey, if somebody thinks I take it to that level, I don't. That man takes it past that level, right? But this is horrible.
You're trying to call him insecure. I would argue he's very secure, and you just admitted he's secure.
He's insecure because he's so worried about everything that's going on around him, but what he supposed to be worrying about going on right now?
Yeah, see? And then he's about to do it right after this, probably. Right when she gets up, and she's down, like she feels justified. That's the sad thing. She feels justified in every word that she said. She feels like what she said is right. It's okay, but it's not, because feminism has lied to them, has led them astray. Look at her, saying it with a chest.
line between love and sneaky link for a lot of these women. A lot of they mouth makes sense. A lot of like the way men move also makes sense too. Like y'all have never actually dated. Y'all have never actually been in relationships. Right? Y'all only sit right here and assume the position of being in a relationship because nobody denied they were not when people assume so. Right? Like a lot of y'all relationships never started off with dating. And then being a girlfriend, being asked to be a girlfriend. A lot of y'all relationships start off with hunching, more hunching. People saw y'all together, assumed y'all were together, and then y'all never denied it. That's the only, they never denied it. The only difference between a relationship and hunching is that the nigga doesn't deny it. Or the girl does, or whoever, somebody does not deny it. That's the only difference, right? And then that's why so many of these women were on here like, oh yeah, well, why you ain't want to be with the fine nigga? You ain't want to be with the fine nigga. You want to be with this guy that I'm not attracted to because you got common interest in him. They don't have common sense. They don't know that's how a relationship works. They think that's only for friendships. They only for friendship. And that's another reason why these men are born. Like the regular the men y'all date are boring because they did not have to be entertaining. They did not have to be entertaining. All they gotta say, what you doing? You up? What's up? What you doing? And y'all will give them coochie and have a grand old time. Right? The regular niggas y'all date are boring. Right? And that's also the reason why every time like a woman sits right here and says she dated a couple of guys, a lot of people, I ain't gonna say only for the black community, for me specifically in the black community, assume, oh, you a thought. Well, what y'all call it? What's that other word y'all call it? I forgot. It's not a thought. It's damn, I forgot what the other word y'all call it, but it basically means hoe too. A bop. You're a bop. Because they think any romantic attraction between a man and a woman, it automatically involves sex, because that's the only type of relationships they ever had.
Yeah, that's because that's most of the relationships that females have. And that's why guys, when they're not showing interest in guys or asked to a guy to take them on a date, a guy sees it like she's not interested. And then you turn around and go, Jay, what do you base that off of, right?
Question, what's the budget first date?
Nothing.
Ooh, you said what?
A walk.
You said a walk?
Yeah, I take women on walks.
You take women on walks?
Yeah. Well, what's the point of spending money and you ain't get to know her yet? So what's the point of spending money on a date if you ain't get to know her yet? You go take her on a walk. If she don't like you, she's not gonna go on a walk with you. But if she like you, she'll go on a walk with you.
So she walking?
If she's walking.
You heard what this nigga said,
I'm just being honest.
Hey.
Just think about it.
I'm thinking.
A woman that really interested in you, she just want to be with you anywhere. It could be anywhere.
So you think girls are taking walks in Miami?
I believe that a girl that's highly interested in a man is going to take a walk with a man in Miami without spending no money. If she don't take a walk with you, fellas, that ass. That ass. Because niggas be spending money on dates, right? You ain't even get a chance to get to know shorty already. You know what I mean? She might be annoying, and now you spend money on a date, and now you want to lead a date, and now you got to spend up. I'm the first time I'm home.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.